Yes, hello Sri. Ready with your worksheet? Yes, in yesterday's class I have started the histogram, plotting of histogram from the frequency distribution table. 1 minute. Yes, we'll start today's paper. From the given table, we have to construct a histogram. Last class only I had discussed. Now through the histogram directly I will show you how to get the frequency polygon plot also. Okay. So now get ready with your graph and take the table in the ruled part, like take the question number 1, marks, first column, number of students. Marks represent class interval, number of students, frequency. So in the first class interval, it starts from 0, 0 to 10, 10 to 20. So we have the class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Write up all the table in your ruled part of the graph book. Okay. Now get the corresponding frequency. The frequencies are 4, 10, 16, 22, 20, 18, 8 and 2. So before moving to the graphical part, first you have to check whether the class size of the class interval are uniform or equal. In all the class interval, the width of the class interval is 10. There is no variation in the class size of the class interval. Second, you have to note whether the class interval starts from 0. Yes, it has started. So then you have regular plotting of the graph. So take the scale and pencil, plot the axes perpendicular to each other using scale and pencil. Get the graphical part like this: x O, x dash, y O, y dash. Okay. Now the class interval starts from 0, ended with 80. Along x-axis, mark 1 unit equals 10 marks. That is 10 equal distance. 30, 40. This is not new thing. Yesterday only I had discussed. 60 further. It is 70, 80. Okay. Along y-axis, you have the maximum frequency 22. Take the multiple of 5, or you can take 10. 20 is very congested part you will get as a blocks. So better go with the wider way, either multiples of 2 or multiples of 5. 1 unit equals 5 students. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 means each 2 division you will get 1 student. 10 division you will get 5 students. So now write up the scale here. What the scale depict here? X axis 1 unit 10 marks. Y axis 1 unit 5 students. So after writing the scale, drawing the x-axis and y-axis perpendicular, mention along x-axis what this represent. You write here it is marks obtained. And here this is number of students. So now it is ready to draw histogram on the graph. The part you have to write up the scale, drawing the equal measurements here, depicting what x-axis represent, y-axis represent. Now take 1 by 1 class interval along with the frequency. You can plot it on the graph paper. 0 to 10 you have 4 students. So 8th division will be 4 student part. 8th division, make a horizontal line, get a rectangular box like this. After 0 to 10, 10 to 20 it is 10. So using scale again, draw a straight line and get again a rectangular box like this. Okay. 20 to 30 it is 16, that is after 15, 2 division you will get 16. Mark the 2 division in the graph and from that get the marking like this. Then 30 to 40 it is 22, maximum here. 22 means 4 division. 21, 2 division, another 2 division adding you will get to 22, make 4 division, then join them through the rectangular box like this. Is it clear? Next, 50 to 16 it is 18, that is 4 division below 20 here. So mark that 18 and get the horizontal line, obtain the rectangular box like this. Okay. Next, 60 to 70 it is 8. 4 division below 10 it is 8. 4 division below 10. Another block, got it, rectangular block. Then 70 to 80 it is 2. 2 means 4 division. $60 to 70, 50 to 60 it is 18. I mark the, yes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 70 to 80. 50 to 60, what is 50 to 60? What I marked 8 only. 20 I did mark, 40 to 50 it is 20. So do the correction here, 20 mark you have to do little bit higher. Yes, here is a correction, make it 20. After 20 it is 18. After 18 it is 8. After 8, it is 2. Is it clear? We call this graph as histogram. Now itself I will give the explanation how you will get a frequency polygon using histogram. Here we can draw frequency polygon in two ways, that is using histogram or only joining the midpoints of the class interval you will get a frequency polygon. That is, now already we have done the histogram. Mark the midpoint of each rectangular block. That is, you have the red color means you get light red, green color paper means light green. These are all the midpoints. Just mark the midpoints like this. And here 80 to 90 again you extend it. You have another midpoint part here. 0 to 10 means minus 10 here. You will have left side negative 10. Mark the midpoint. Now I am showing frequency polygon along with the histogram. That is, joining the midpoints of the histogram rectangular boxes, you will get a frequency polygon. Frequency polygon is also one of the graph where we depict the class intervals midpoint. Since we are doing along with the histogram, we just joining the midpoints of the rectangular boxes like this. Is it clear? So here the frequency polygon joining from midpoint to midpoint. So I am joining midpoint of all the boxes what I have taken for histogram. Finally, it will end up to the next midpoint of the x-axis point. This is how we depict histogram with frequency polygon. In the last class only we are practice how to get the histogram. In today's class I am showing how to obtain the frequency polygon through histogram. The question it is given only histogram. Now in this figure itself I have tried to show. So here we are joining the midpoints, extreme left and right also we have to join with the midpoint. That is most important. We have to end up with midpoint with midpoint. This is how we depict frequency distribution table through pictogram, picturization. By the picturization we can easily identify where exactly it has the maximum marks. How many student has scored maximum marks. All those we can easily picturize. This is the importance of the graphical method of representing frequency distribution table. Is it clear? Now I will move on to the next question. If it is clear, I will move on to the next question. Is it okay? Done? Have you all completed? If you all completed, do the next question now. We'll go with the next question. See the changes in the next question. We'll take the table now. In this question, it is given histogram for the marks of students given below. You have the first column marks. Second column, number of students. Write up the question in the ruled part of the graph sheet. Don't miss the question. Without question, don't work out the graph part. Get the question in the ruled part of the graph sheet. Number of students. We have two columns. It started from 0 to 10, 10 to 30. Are you able to see? 10 to 30, 30 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 60. And here corresponding 8, 32, 18, 10, 6. So now just observe here in the class interval, the class sizes are not uniform. In the first case, it has the class size. It has a class size 10, then 20, then 15, then 15, then 10. There is a variation in the class size. So in such cases, we require adjusted frequency. With respect to the variation class size, we are not getting the proportional rectangle boxes as a histogram. In such case, we have to do the variation with the adjusted frequency. Adjusted. How to get adjusted frequency? Just see now. Among the class sizes 10, 20, 15, 15, 10. 10 is the minimum class size. Minimum class size by corresponding class size into frequency. Minimum by corresponding class size into frequency. Here the frequency is 8. In the second case, minimum with corresponding class size with frequency. 10 2 times you will get it is 16. Now 10 upon 15 into 18. 5 2s are 5 3s are 3 6 are. So the frequency is 12. Then 10 upon 15 into 10. 5 2s are 5 3s are. You will get minimum frequency with corresponding size, minimum size is corresponding with the corresponding frequency. You will get 5 2s are 5 3s are 20 by 3 means 6.6. Then here minimum by corresponding with the frequency, it is 6. Like this, we will get an adjusted frequency. I will write here adjusted frequency. So in the working column, that is in the ruled part of the graph, make the table like this. So here the adjusted frequency is minimum class size by class size into frequency. This calculation you can work out in the column. Minimum is among the class size, 10 is the minimum with the corresponding class size into frequency. Every calculation I did, it is 8, 16 and so on. (45 to 50) it is okay. 45 to 50 is 5. Then it will be, what you will get? Minimum. Or then we have to consider the class size is minimum 5 only. It is 10, it is 20, it is 15, 5, 10. So I will change here adjusted frequency This adjusted frequency is, you will get as minimum among this is 5, minimum is the 5 by corresponding class size into 8. Minimum by class size into frequency, you will get it is 4. Is it clear? Now, again, minimum by class size into 32. 5 4 it is 8. Next, minimum by class size into 18. It is 6. Minimum by class size into 10. It is 10 only. Then 10. 5 upon 10 into 6. It is 2. So we call this as adjusted frequency. Why it is done? In the previous problem, the class interval has the same class size. In this, we have a variation in the class size, so we require adjusted frequency among the given class size, which is the minimum. Later I thought it is 10 only, I took 10. Now I found it is 5 here. So minimum by corresponding class size into frequency. I had done the calculation, see the calculation. Now this is nothing but adjusted frequency. When we do adjusted frequency, then only it has a ratio of corresponding frequency with the class interval. Otherwise, it varies with respect to the class size. There won't be a proportionate in the graph. In such cases, we require adjusted frequency. Is it clear? Now, we have done 50 to 60. It is this. Yes. Now the table is ready to plot. Take the table. It is correct. 4, 8 are 6. It is 10 only. It is 3. Now we plot along x-axis marks obtained. And here it is number of students. Okay. Now corresponding, it starts from 0 and ended with 60, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 along x-axis. Y-axis you have maximum 10, so make it as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Write up the scale. What is the scale? X-axis 1 unit, 10 marks. Y-axis 1 unit, 2 students. Now get the class interval and plot the corresponding frequency, not the previous frequency. You have to plot now adjusted frequency. Which is adjusted frequency for 0 to 10, it is 4. So take the marking of 4 here. You will get 0 to 10, a rectangular box. Then 10 to 30, it is 8. 8, 10 to 30, it is 8. Okay. Then 30 to 45 it is 6. 30 to 45 it is 6. Then 45 to 50 it is 10. 45 to 50 it is 10. When finally 50 to 60 it is 3. So with respect to the changes variation in the class interval, you have the histogram with a wider width. Just to see, you can check out with the adjusted frequency. Scale x-axis 1 unit 10 marks, y-axis 1 unit 2 students. Is it clear? Variation with the width. Variation with the width. It is clear only. You have to adjust your mobile. It is as usual. Next question. Completed. Completed. You can share the blocks also. That shows the variation in width of the histogram. Here we did adjusted frequency only when the class interval is not in uniform width. In such case, we require adjusted frequency with the ratio of minimum class size by corresponding class size into frequency. Clearly has shown the condition how you got, only with the mistake where I took it as a 10 as the minimum, later it was corrected. Check out and then complete the table. Next question. Here comes question number 3. Draw a histogram to represent the data, age group and number of females. Get the table. Age group shows class interval. Number of females, it is frequency. Under the age group, it is 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34. It is 300, 980, 800, 580, 290. So here also we are finding one changes apart from the regular. It is the class interval is not in the continuous form. There is one gap between 14, 15, 19, 20. In such cases, to get the histogram without any gap, we require continuous class interval. How to get the continuous class interval? See, the difference is 1, half of the difference is 0.5, subtract it from upper limit, a lower limit, add to the upper limit. That is, we have the regular class interval now like this. That is, taking the difference 1 here, half of the difference you should subtract and add to lower limit and upper limit. That is, 10 minus 0.5 is 9.5 to 14.5. Now subtracting 0.5 here, it becomes 14.5 to 19.5. Here comes the continuous class interval with the same class size. 20, it becomes 19.5 to 24.5. 24.5 to 29.5, 29.5 to 34.5. Again, this is different from the previous question. In this question, the class interval is not in continuous form, but it has an equal width. In the previous question, class interval was in continuous form, but it has a different size or different width. In that case, we did adjusted frequency. Here we have taken half of the difference, it is 0.5, subtracted from the lower limit, added to the upper limit. So listen the explanation, note down the explanation, then you can try with the graph. Don't be in a hurry to complete the graph. Okay? Now, with respect to the class interval, we plot those points on the graph. There we will get an histogram. That is, taking x-axis age group, y-axis number of females. Age group and number of females. Take the graph in your graph part. It is 9.5, 14.5, 19.5, 24.5, 29.5, 34.5. Along x-axis, it is representing age group. The age group along x-axis. Along y-axis, it is representing number of females. Number of females, maximum is 980, minimum is 290. So take a multiple of 100, you will get 100, 200. With the equal width, you have to do 400. That is 1 unit. 1 unit, 100 females. 600. 700, 800, 900, 1000. Each unit, 1 division, 10 division, 1 unit, 1 division represent 10 females. Like that, 10 division, 100 females. Now here we are repeating age group with respect to the continuous form of the class interval, not with the previous. Previous is not in a continuous form, there is a gap. Here we made it without gap, the continuous form. Is it clear? Now let us take 9.5 to 14. So it's not started from 0. Make it symbol king here showing it's not started from the origin. So now we have 9.5 to 14.5 corresponding 300. 300 is here. So from here you have to join 300 and then here it is 14.5. Finally we got one rectangular box like this, 9.5 to 14.5. Then 14.5 to 19.5 is 980. 980 is the maximum here. We just use the scale and pencil to locate 980 here. Complete the box. Okay. Next, after that 19.5 to 24.5 is 800. So get the 800, join using scale and pencil like this, 19.5 to 24.5. Then here comes 580, 2 division below 600, 580. Then 290, 29.5 to 34.5, 290, 1 division below 300. This is how we frame the histogram with the continuous class interval by adding and subtracting half of the difference. So each question I am taking different varieties so that you will know how the changes with the question. In the first question, the class interval is continuous. It started from 0. In the next question, the class size is not in equal width, so we adjusted with the frequency. In the third case, width is same but it is not in continuous form. We did the continuous form. Like that, before moving to the graphical part, you have to check in the table what procedure we have to start, what to do, how to do, you have to do. Don't consider always putting one straight line and horizontal line, the graph will move over. You have to write along with what x-axis shows, what y-axis shows, along with the scale. What scale here? 1 unit equals 10 years. Along y-axis, 1 unit equals 100 females. You have to mention the scale also. Next, here comes question number 5. It is also not in the continuous form. You have to make up in continuous form. Then like this you have to plot the points. Then completing a rectangular box gives histogram. We'll do that taking the table. We'll take the table now. I will rub this portion. So the table, question number 4, the class interval and frequency. Class interval is 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 34 to 35 to 39, 40 to 44, 45 to 49, 50 to 54. So by seeing the table itself, you can guess it is not in continuous form. So you have to do like previous question, making half of the difference as half, 0.5, add and subtract to upper limit and lower limit. So what will get corresponding frequency here? It is 5, 15, 23, 20, 10, 7. So now here comes the class interval. Again I will explain. It is not in continuous form. There is a gap of 1. So take the half of the difference as 0.5. You will get 24.5 to 29.5. 29.5 to 34.5, 34.5 to 39.5, 39.5 to 44.5, 44.5 to 49.5, 49.5 to 54.5. Here comes class interval in its continuous form. Next step is plotting the same on the graph paper. Check. Here they are not mentioned specific condition for the class interval. So you write along the x-axis class interval, along the y-axis frequency. They mention any specific words where you can mention whether it is a mark or distance or height like this. Otherwise, just make a mark of class interval frequency. Take the table. So make a break here, showing that it is not from the origin. King, we name it as king. Then you start it, your number from 24.5, 29.5, 34.5, 39.5, 44.5, 49.5, 54.5 class interval along x-axis. Along y-axis you have the frequency, maximum is 23. Take the multiples of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Along y-axis it is frequency. Then write up the scale, 1 unit, it is 10 division, then 1 unit, 5 division. X-axis, y-axis. Now try to join them in order. What you will get? It is 5. First frequency is 5. So mark using scale and pencil the rectangle box showing 5. Then 15. Then 23. So 5 division here. So 2 division you will get. So 6 division you will get 23. So make use of scale and pencil for each diagram. Then it is 20. Then 10. Then 7. Representing along the x-axis class interval, y-axis it is frequency. Suppose to the same graph if they ask to also plot the frequency polygon 24.5. Here the previous one you have to mark and then join with the dotted line, midpoint to midpoint, midpoint to midpoint. Is it clear? This is how we depict histogram using frequency distribution table. Next. So here you have to plot both histogram and frequency polygon. The data is, I will write the data here, marks, number of students, we start from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. If it is visible, otherwise you just continue till 90 to 100. Then corresponding frequency, I'll read out, it is 5, 10, 4, 6, 7, 3, 2, 2, 3, 9. So we have to plot this on the graph part. So take the table in the ruled part of your graph sheet and get the graphical part where you draw the perpendiculars x-axis and y-axis. Depicting x-axis it is marks, y-axis it is number of students. So 90 to 100, so I will take it from the top. We will make it. It's the maximum is 10 and here it is along x-axis you have to consider 90 to 100. Y dash, x dash, x, it is y. So now along x-axis you plot marks obtained or marks obtained. It is from 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And the frequency here it is maximum 10. Take 1, 2, 3 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right up here, along y-axis, it is number of students. Okay. And here, it is from 0 only. No question of marking the king, showing the break. There is no break here. We start later to the same graph. We have to do its frequency polygon also. 0 to 10, it is 5. 0 to 10, marking 5. Then 10 to 20, it is 10. 10 to 20, it is marking 10. Then 20 to 30, it is 4. 30 to 40, it is 6. Then 40 to 50, it is 7. Then 50 to 60, it is 3. Then it is 60 to 70 and 70 to 80, both representing 2 frequency. I will take together. Then we will do the vertical line like this. Finally, it is 3. And 9. So this is recording the histogram. For the frequency polygon, you have to mark negative, that is negative 10. Its midpoint is here. Join with the dotted line the midpoints of the rectangular blocks. And here it is 110. So midpoint you have to join it. Join it from midpoint to midpoint, using the dotted line like this. Then join them. Further join it. I hope everybody is doing. Joining from midpoint to midpoint, finally it reaches the midpoint along the negative x-axis also. So you have to join it from midpoint to midpoint in between the midpoints of the rectangular boxes. That is histogram. Based on histogram, plotting the frequency polygon in this way you have to show. Joining the midpoints of the histogram and starting with the midpoint and ended with the midpoint like this. Is it clear to everybody? So today's strength is very less. What to do? Question number 6. Here we have to plot the frequency polygon without the base of the histogram. When it is only frequency polygon, We mark along the x-axis mid-value of the class interval. In the previous class only I explained class mark of the class interval can be obtained by upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Here also we have to get the class mark of the class interval. I will show you. Is it clear? This table is clear. So I will write the table and then I will show the graph there so that you will have a comparison of the frequency polygon with histogram, without histogram. Is it clear? Take the table, age in years, then frequency, and the third column is class mark. We write class mark to the condition to plot the frequency polygon without histogram. This is using histogram. Next one here, it is without histogram. We could plot the frequency polygon. Now class interval is 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16, 16 to 18. Corresponding frequency 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 6, 5, 3, 1. Since the question is to plot it using frequency polygon without using histogram, that means we require one more column, that is class mark. What is the class mark? Upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2, it is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. So now plot this table here using the graph paper. Here comes only frequency polygon. When they mention only frequency polygon, we have to write up the points order pair also, where which point depicts what is the order pair. Okay, so here along x-axis it is age in years in the bracket, and frequency along y-axis. This is x-axis. Okay. So now we have to plot the table what we have taken here. Along with this age group, we mark its class mark. Class mark means mid value of the class interval. It started from 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 up to, so I have to take, so I have to adjust till 17, so I'll take with a little lesser width, because I want to, otherwise I could have rubbed that. I want to show the difference between histogram with frequency polygon, only frequency polygon. So it starts from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, that's all. Okay, and we require 19 also. Here it is -1 also. Along frequency you have maximum 9, so take it as 1, 2, 3, 4, or you take multiples. It is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So x-axis represent age in years, y-axis represent frequency. Now first for the one class interval frequency is 2. So this is the mark in the bracket, you write 1 comma 2. Along x-axis 1, along y-axis it is 2. Next 3, 4. 3 corresponding 4. Take it in the bracket. Then 5, 6. 5, 6. 5 comma 6. Then 7, 8. 7, 8. I am writing each mark along with their order pair. 9, 9. 9, 9. Then 11, 6. 11, 6. 13, 5. 13, 5. 15, 3. 17, 1. So this is the way where we are not using the base histogram. It is only frequency polygon. Is clear? Can you see? Now join them. Join them with a dotted line like this. Using scale and pencil you have to join and ended up with a midpoint. Midpoint to midpoint. This is class mark only, midpoint only. And this is frequency. Got the difference? Here we have done the frequency polygon based on histogram. In this case, frequency polygon alone. When it is only frequency polygon, then we have to consider along the x-axis class mark of the class interval, that is mid value of the class interval. When it is histogram, we mark the mid value in the rectangle boxes, then we join it with the dotted line. Got the difference? Histogram with frequency polygon, only frequency polygon. Is it clear? So here plotting of two tables, double tables on the same graph and verifying which village has higher illiterate people or which class has a brighter students. All those verification we can compare. That is a higher order version, textbook question only. We do that when the regular tuition starts here. Okay. So here comes the statistics, end of the statistics. So I will try to give off altogether statistics question as a worksheet. Coming to the next Thursday class, you should get ready with the worksheet. Okay. So we have the statistics started from measures of central tendency, then move to finding of the frequency distribution table. Later, we plotted those frequency distribution table through graph. I left on bar graph that you already done in 8-7. So I didn't work out that. Remaining histogram with the different types, frequency polygon of this variety also I have mentioned. Based on that, I will use separate worksheet. That again you have to along with this question, you have to write those worksheets also. Is it clear? So the next class, Thursday class, I will discuss all sorts of statistics or I will take new lesson. I will inform on the Thursday class. Before that, get ready with the previous worksheets answer. Not only in the notes, you have to write it separately in sheet as assignment. Suppose if you have started separate book assignment, no problem. But I need classwork come extra practice work. So both the side you have to get ready. So till Monday I am collecting 10 standard assignments. Next I will inform you have to give up your assignment coming here and submitting it here. Okay. Thank you children. I hope that you all understood and I have seen how many of you are present. I will note it down. Is it clear? But still, those who are absent yesterday, same persons are not here getting absent. So we'll see that. Okay? Thank you, children.